What's going on YouTube? 𝒃𝒆𝒔𝒕 here, and welcome back to Greenland. In between episodes, I did a few things over here in the industrial area, so I want to share those with you before we begin. Now, first, you can see that I renamed the district the Greenland Industrial Park. That's how creative I got on that. But the big change, and actually, we are low on water. This right here is another change that I made that I will go over with you here in just a moment. Let's take a look at this over here. So Greenland Industrial Park. If you guys recall, before we had some offices kind of sprinkled in the middle here. That's no longer the case. I was looking at it and it wasn't very appealing to me. So I went ahead and I dezoned all of the offices and I rezoned regular industrial again. So that's kind of what we're gonna go with over here, see what that looks like, and go with that. I did this same thing over here, I guess you could say. I added a bunch of parking lots to give us a little bit more of that sense of realism, some fencing here and there. But there are pretty much absolutely no offices over here. So it's going to be all industrial and a little bit of commercial sprinkled in here and there. And then over here, I completely reworked our garbage collection area. So that's what that looks like right now. Kind of made it a little bit more compact and organized. I had some time on my hands, so you can see what I did there. And then I created some additional road network over here that we're going to use for some regular industry on this side right here. And with that, I believe, there was a power plant over here, the solar updraft tower. That is now over here. It's also lacking water. Let's get that hooked up right there. And now that we're here in this area, this is kind of where we're going to spend some of our time. Now that we have the farming area at level 5, I think it's about time that we finalized it, organized everything over here so we can move on and do other things. So that's that. We're going to keep checking over here in the Greenland Industrial Park to see where and how much more we need to add, and we'll do a little bit of work over here as the time progresses. But let's dig into the agriculture or farming area over here. Now I was looking at the flow of everything, and it doesn't necessarily work, especially not if the area is going to be bigger. And I've been meaning to get rid of these right here. So what I'd like to do is I'd like to do some terraforming and get a road going from this connection right here down this way, and then loop all the way up and around. I'm gonna want this whole area flat. I did notice there's a pretty substantial dip right here, and it kind of continues on down this way. So that's going to be the first order of business. Is we're going to break out our terraforming tool. We're going to select a flat area right about there, and then we're going to come here, and then we're going to go to town. Okay, so I think something like that should work. We'll get rid of this connection right here, and we're gonna do it very quickly. I'm not gonna pause anything, but we'll get rid of all of this right here, and we need to kind of sort of slope out in this way. There we go. That's where our connection's gonna be, and then let's build a road over here. Okay, so I'm not hating the look of that. So at least we have a connection in right now. We're gonna hook up over here again, because I do want to retain that connection right here for easier access to this area. And then I was thinking to branch off in the middle of this quarter circle here, or quarter of a circle, and then kind of do something like that. And then we'll start lining up some farming fields here. Let's make sure that we do have water connected. There we go. So I feel like we can easily come and start with some big ol' farm fields here in this plot of land. So I'm gonna go with 3. And then the nice thing about these, as you guys know, is you can change the color of what they are. So we're gonna want all of these to be potatoes. That is my my favorite type of farm here. I feel like that green just pops really nicely. And then I feel like we can also come and do another one over here. And we can't fit 2, but we can add a medium crop field, probably, yep, right about there. And look at that, that actually doesn't look half bad. It's kind of like a step. So I actually don't hate the look of that. I think it looks all right, and I like the aerial view as well. We have all the different colors that we would like. Actually, we don't. We don't have corn, which is the lighter green. So I feel like maybe if we sprinkle a little bit of corn right about there, and then maybe one over here. Yeah, I like that. It's like ripe, already picked a long time ago, and then almost ready to be picked. If it was all the same type of crop. So I like the color difference there. And you know what? We can also add an additional maintenance building and put that right there at the end. That actually also gives it an additional sense of realism there, so I quite like that. Now the other thing that I want to do is I want to add some animal pastures over here on this side. I want to go with the large ones now that we have these unlocked. And if we put one there, and then maybe even one... Should we go with another one? I think we should. Let's add another one right here. Now, animal pastures do not need to be on fertile land, so it's not gonna make me feel bad that I'm going to add some trees kind of in between here and there. There we go. Just something a little bit like that. Then I want to have this road right here try and connect with this side right here as well. Connectivity is going to be important, and routes are different routes are going to be important here, because everything's going to want to flock to the cargo train terminal. So with that, I feel like it's going to be important that they have a few different ways to get up here. So if we place some stuff over here on this side, they're not going to have to go the long way. They can pick a shorter route to get up that way. Now, since we are here, I'm going to get rid of that, and I feel like we can do a few more crop fields over here. All right, so that works for me. I think at this point we're gonna stop plopping down the crop fields because I don't want it to get to be too much per se. So let's focus a little bit over here on this side, and I had an idea. To add a tiny bit of forestry over here, and that would be the regular zoned forestry, not a forestry industry. I feel like it'll be nice to produce some of the material locally for whatever we might need. And in order to do that, to create a forestry industry, we're gonna have to grab our tree brush and just spam a bunch of trees like so. Now that's going to give us if we take a look over here, a forest right there. And it's a natural resource, you can say. So we can easily zone forestry industry right here, whereas we can't right here. If we have no trees in the area, you can't have a forestry industry. That's just the way it is. So like I said, it's not gonna be a lot. It's gonna be very little, but it'll be enough for the time being. We're gonna have an actual forestry industry later, but for now, just a little bit will suffice. And I don't like that I did that there. So let's try to start here. And that's gonna give us a bunch of uneven blocks, so I don't like that either. Alright, so something just like that. Now let's make sure that before we zone that we have the forestry industry selected, and there it is. And now we have the freedom to zone some forestry. So I'm gonna put them all right there. Grab some water. There we go, and that's it. And I feel like that's gonna complete the area here. Now we're gonna add a little bit of trees and foliage right about here. And the other thing that I wanted to kind of sort of rework is this area right here. I want to move the water towers and potentially add a few more. So we're gonna take them and we're gonna move them. So we're gonna have one right here, one right there. And I'm thinking also to add a wind turbine or two, even though they might not be super effective in this area. I do like the look of them here. So we're gonna add one right there in the middle, and then maybe one right there. And we can get rid of these two. And yeah, actually, I like that. Let's connect these. There we go. Had to quickly up my water pipe game, so I put everything back underneath the road. And then over here, so I mentioned I wanted to work a little bit on this area right here. This is something that we built right when we first got the farming started. So with that in mind, I'm gonna get rid of these two water towers here. We're not gonna demolish the sheds because they do have a bunch of crops in them already, but we're gonna move one, say at the end, right in there. Then I feel like a silo would work somewhere over here. So if we do that, extend this out just ever so slightly, grab another farm, And then we should be able to get a large grain field. Yeah, grain silo, I mean. Grain silo right there. And that just adds to it even more. Alright, and coming back over here, I want to move a couple of these to say somewhere about over here, if we can get them to fit. So let's try a road like so. Then we'll grab not a pig, but we'll grab the whole thing. And I feel like we can get 2 of them up here, maybe even 3. Let's give it a 2 is going to be the limit in there. We'll spread them out just a little bit, kind of like so. That'll work there. I'm going to move this one. I'm being a little bit too picky here, but I wanted to move it 1 over, but I guess it's not going to let me. So we'll have to place it back down over here and then move it again, and then do that just to kind of keep this tree line even over here. And there they all go. New home. So there's those 2 right there, and I feel like that's going to be enough for here. I don't think we should add it. Oh, actually, you know what? We could move the small barn over here, so we have easy access to grain, because we do need to feed the pigs the crops. So, and that's what's stored over here. So that's good right there. Good. And then these 2, I'm gonna get rid of them for now. And then I'm not 100% sure what to put here. I feel like for future proofing, we could add an additional solar updraft tower. So that produces 240 megawatts, and it'll definitely fit in there. I don't know if I love it though. What if we take it? I'm gonna end up wasting a bunch of money on this again here, but if we move it right there, it's kind of in line with this one. So we'll keep that there for the time being. And then in here, I feel like we can maybe fit yet another. We could do an animal pasture. Would one of these fit in here? We don't have any of the fruit fields. I was gonna put some fruit fields over here on this side, but maybe we can start incorporating them from here and then transition down this way. I don't think that would be a terrible idea. The only one thing that I don't like, I guess, by having them placed over here is that they're kind of on this main road. Maybe if we move and we put them, I guess that's kind of a main road as well, but at least it doesn't come out this way, so that's better. Not quite the warehouse that I wanted, so we'll change that, and we'll change both of them. Alright, so this is going to be the section for pears, and then to blend everything in, we can add some trees, kind of like so. There we go. And then over here, we're going to do the same thing that we did on this side. We're going to branch out kind of on a quarter over here. So a change of heart there. We're gonna come from this road right here, and then we're gonna branch out this way. So let's try to pick maybe a center between these. So maybe somewhere right here. There we go. And then we'll grab a couple of these fruit fields and we'll put, we can fit one here. That'll work. We can't fit a full one there, but we can do a medium one, like so. And fruit fields also produce crops, so we can grab a barn for storage on this side. And we do have, yeah, we have the larger barns, so we can put one right about there. And then let's add a couple more over here. And I am totally okay with something like this. One thing that I've been wanting to move for a long time is the main farming building, and I feel like it should be somewhere right about here. As soon as you get in, you've got the main farm building right in there. I feel like that's an appropriate place to have it. And then over here we can add a few more of the smaller fruit fields, kind of like so. That doesn't look all that bad. We can make it look better. That there is one thing that I do want to connect, and that is going to be this road right here to this half circle right there. So we have another point of access here on this side, and one going up this way. No connection over here, which I'm okay with, but we are going to grab an additional farm maintenance building. We'll put it a little bit closer to the main building, kind of like so. And I'm totally okay with this. I like it. It's big. It's definitely a very big operation, and everything from here is going to want to come down this way. Now there is a possibility that we're going to have a bunch of traffic jams. So I'm going to put the game on 3 speed. We'll leave this alone as it is right now. And actually, we'll do one more thing. Alright, please welcome Ladybug Farms. New ownership has taken over, and they've made some significant improvements, some asphalt roads, new areas. It looks like we got a dead body over here as well. I like it. It's grown on me. Here's some traffic backing up over here at the cargo train terminal already, but we'll leave that alone. Let's hop over here. So we still have, even after we've placed so many jobs over here, we still have a very, very high demand for jobs. So we'll do that, and we'll add an additional block over here. There we go. And then over here, I was thinking we could use a couple more warehouses. The warehouses are gonna be identical to this one here, and I don't want them all on the same road, so we'll stagger them. We'll put one here, and we'll put one here. We're gonna make all of this general goods or industry goods, and I feel like, actually, you know what? Let's move it one, so we can get some pathways in between. There we go. And I was hoping to get a parking lot in here, but now that we only have 3 squares, yeah, because this building comes out further. So now that we only have 3 squares, we can either have parking, or we can retain our pathways. I like parking better, so we're gonna add parking lots there and there. We're still going to have a pathway in between here, even though we all know that that doesn't lead anywhere. But we'll keep it like that. And I'm only gonna designate one of these for zoned industry goods for the time being, because if we do both at the same time, there's going to be an insane amount of traffic that's going to come this way. So we'll come back and we'll activate this one a little bit later. Now I can't help but notice that we have a demand for residential. We have a little bit of room here in Rockside Estates that we did not utilize yet. So I'll grab a medium brush and we'll go and we'll spam a bunch over here. And then I feel like we're gonna need a park or two on this side as well. Let's take a look and see. So definitely something down here. I've gotten into the habit of using these tiny parks. We're gonna have to destroy a home or two, unfortunately, but it is for the greater good. So that'll cover that whole area there. We'll grab one and we'll put it right there. That'll cover. Will it? It will. That'll cover that area. And then I feel like once these folks over here zone, they're gonna wanna park as well. So we'll grab. Look at that, the immediate zoning right next to it. So we'll grab one of those. We'll put it right there. And I feel like we have decent coverage pretty much everywhere. We're lacking a little bit of police coverage here, but our crime rate is 6%. So I'm all right with that for now. Our fire coverage is pretty much non-existent right here where we have a fire. I wonder why. And there's definitely a fire going on over here. Now, unfortunately, we don't have a large or a high capacity fire helicopter depot just yet to be able to place anywhere. So I'm trying to see if we could somehow facilitate it somewhere, either over here or near water. Actually, over here is not. It's actually a great place right here. It's just a little bit too close to the water, but I'm gonna leave it. I'm gonna leave it here for now. This, I believe, has 10 helicopters that we can use. All 4 out of 10 are currently in use. I bet you they're gonna come over here and put out this fire. But at least we have that now. So for the future fires, we're not gonna have to worry too much. And you know what? I've changed my mind. This is terrible. We're wasting a lot of money, but I want to put it even further. I'm gonna put it right here. I feel like it fits here better than it did right there. Let's make sure that we are operational. And there we go. So not too much traffic over here. For now, we're all right. A little bit of a backup here, but that is expected when you have so much volume coming down this way. But I'm all right with this. Let's see here. There's that industry demand again. Let's finalize this here. And then lastly, since we do have this plot of land, did I water this? I did. Let's go ahead and add some regular industry over here. Now over here we don't have any city services. Industry buildings are going to want to level up, so we'll give them a firehouse right there. We'll need some sort of police activity in the area right there. And Should we add a medical clinic? I don't think this area right here necessarily cares about a medical clinic, but speaking of medical clinics, we have a couple here that I already added in between episodes just to let the buildings level up to level 3, kind of like this one right here. 32 workers. It was the goal to try and get as many workers out of level 3 buildings as we can. See, this one currently has 24. It's leveling up, and now it has 32. So that's a good way to maximize the capacity, the amount of jobs that we have in the city. And boy, am I happy we put that fire helicopter depot in when we did. It seems as though as soon as we put that down, everything is getting set on fire. All right, and with the addition of all of the industrial over here and all of the jobs down here, our residential demand is now coming up. Now we have this plot of land over here that's part of Lakeview Estates that we can zone, but we're gonna break it up a little bit. So we're gonna have Lakeview Estates over here. This district right here is gonna be something different. So I'm gonna put Lakeview Estates Residential over here just so we can retain the name of Lakeview Estates. There we go, just like so. So Lakeview, right? Still over here. But over here, what I'm thinking, probably not this episode, but in the next episode, is we're gonna have a little fishing village over here. So I'm gonna create a district kind of like so. All right, and we'll figure out a name for this later, but I want this to be just regular residential over here with the side of commercial, of course. So we'll add all of the residential right there, and down here we're gonna have a regular commercial. There we go, up to that point right there. Now, if I recall, yes, we have water over here. We're gonna need to provide some services down here as well. And I'm thinking about adding a large fire station somewhere up here. There we go. Right there on the corner will work. This will cover everything here now and in the future when we build. We're gonna add a small police station. Let's go with this corner right here. And then a medical clinic is almost a must down here as well. And it's not because we have 6 citizens, it's just because we need it for land value and for our buildings to upgrade. So I'm thinking maybe, where did I put commercial? Yeah, right here. So I'm thinking that here on the corner would be a good idea for a little clinic right there. Now that's all gonna zone while all of that comes in. We're gonna have the game on 2 speed. There's one more thing that I'd like to do before we end the episode, and that is to add a passenger cargo or passenger train terminal somewhere over here. It's a perfect spot in my opinion to add one. I just can't decide if I want it on this side or on this side over here. All right, so I've decided we're gonna put it over here. So let's grab a road and we'll figure this out together. So if we do something like this, there is, I was looking at this earlier, there's a really nice older style Let's see, where is it? This one right here, the historical train station. So I feel like that would fit really nicely somewhere over here. All right, so we'll put it right here at the end of the road. Now, hooking it up isn't necessarily going to be an issue. We're going to have to pull this back just a little. There we go. So I'm going to want to have a connection from here. Coming to there somewhere. That's not good. Let's fix that. There you go. That works a little bit better. And then over here, we're having some terrain issues that we're going to need to fix before we put the connection in. And because we have the pillar right here, there's nothing preventing us from lowering the ground to the same level, kind of like so, right about there. We might as well do all of it right here. And then we're going to slope a little. There we go. That actually looks quite nice. We can add some trees and foliage over here to fill in the area. Now there's one thing that's been kind of bugging me when it comes to this train interchange over here. So we have a way to get our cargo and passengers up that way and down that way, but there's no way for us to take our passengers and cargo up this way, which I feel like we're missing out on a potential connection and a reduction in traffic if only we're able to get a connection going up this way. Now over here, it's actually gonna be a little bit difficult to connect unless we splice into here and get a railroad going up this way. Let me give that a shot and see what that looks like. All right, so I don't hate it. I don't love it either. By doing this, we kind of really don't have use for this land right here, which isn't necessarily a bad thing. It's all right to have some unzoned space. So we'll leave it the way it is for now, and see what that ends up being a little bit later. But let's zone some more over here. I don't know if I want to have a connection. Yeah, we'll have a connection right there. That's fine. We'll get this going. Let's start the area over here off with a nice large parking lot for everybody to park to get into the train stations. We'll have two of them actually right there. Here we could have a little bit of shopping, like so. Then over here, I feel like it would primarily be all commercial over here as well. So we'll do that there. I don't know if that's too much commercial, but we'll leave it as so. You know what? We can actually add a park over here. That is a fantastic idea. I'm gonna do you guys one better. A roadside diner. Looks kind of nice. Where's the... Ah, there it is. There's the entrance right in there. Now a diner obviously is gonna need some parking. So let's add... It's got a little bit of parking, but that's not enough. And this parking right here is for the train station. So that's already spoken for. We'll add two of those right there. And then this will come in Power will come in over here once the commercial zone's here. So I think for now we'll leave it. Like I said, I'm not in love with this right here. We can always adjust the railroad track a little bit later and figure out a better way to connect everything. But for now we'll leave it. All right, so not bad. Next milestone is 18,000, where we get a new tile, and I'm thinking we're gonna advance down this way. I'm gonna give that a little bit more thought, but I feel like going down this way makes some sort of sense. Even this way right here, so we can get some oil industry going on this side. We have oil up this way as well, and another beach. So yeah, that's gonna give me something to think about. But I think for now we're good. So we've done a lot. We finished our Ladybug Farms area with the new ownership and the new expansion right here. Created a bunch of jobs. We've gotten about 2,000 in additional population. Future plan over here is going to be a small fishing village. Got to figure out what to do over here. We've got some industry here. Rezoned all of this right here, and last but not least, we got a passenger train station. So I'm gonna leave you guys with that. Okay, progress so far. Gotta give it some thought on how we're going to expand next. So with that, as always, be the best that you can be in everything that you do, and I'll see you guys on the next one.